Hello everyone, welcome back to my additional mathematics channel. For today's video sharing, I will share with you the module combination and permutation. I really hope that the sharing do help you in improving your additional maths. Have fun! Let's discuss question number 1 for permutation and combination. Given KCH is equal to KCG, C is combination, right? Express K in terms of H and G. So actually, you are given the formula NCR in the formula list. You just copy NCR equal to N factorial over N minus R factorial over R factorial. That's over R factorial, right? Miss out. So NCR equal to NCN minus R. This formula, it won't be given in exam. So it's 3C2 is equal to 3C3 minus 2. Alright. Example 10C4 is 10C10 minus 4. Or maybe you can write as any number, and you notice that it will fulfill the formula. So in this case, I can write as, I can apply the concept here. That means the KCH, I can write as, okay, I'm going to apply the formula. Let's see, KC, K, right, K is the N, minus H, right? So that means we can actually say that K minus H is equal to G, right? Because they are actually the same term. So hence I can express accordingly, according to instruction of the question. So now we equate them. KCG is equal to K minus H. Then we are going to equate them. So G is equal to K minus H. And hence we can actually write the K in terms of H. That means make the K alone, 1K alone. Alright, but you don't write 1K, just write K is G plus H. So that is so-called K in terms of H. Understand? So this one is just application of the formula for NCR equal to NCN minus R is a concept. Even if you press your calculator, you try to press 10C4 and then you try to press 10C6, you will get the same answer, right? So if you are not sure, you can always play around with your calculator. 8C3 is 8C5, both will give the same answer, isn't it? Alright, so that is a concept that you need to memorize. So for additional maths, we have many concepts. Every topic will have its own concept. So you need to keep on practice. So next, the question will asking you the 8C3 equal to 8CN. So then N will be equal to 5, right? Okay, so that's all about this question. I hope you can understand. I hope you can memorize the concept. NCR equal to NCN minus R. Okay, so this is the concept that I would like to discuss with you for the first question for the permutation and the combination. So for your information, I will prepare a few modules for the combination and permutation. Okay, please follow my YTC for the next module. Alright, so let's proceed to the next question. For this question, okay, state the value of XCX. So actually, you can press calculator, the example 3C3, you get 1, right? 4C4, you get 1, right? So when you have C, actually is a combination. So normally we don't use the word arrange. Okay, is we choose all the object and then we actually just place the object in a group. So arrange of the object is meant for permutation, but arranging the object whereby the order is not important is combination. Okay, so number of ways for you to choose all the object. Let's say you got 4 objects you want to choose, it's just one way, right? You choose everything, all the object. Okay, so you are actually not arranging in order, so that's why we use combination. Okay, got it? So actually the word arrange means you place in order. So arrange means the order is important, right? So it becomes permutation. So if arranging whereby order not important, so that is actually combination, right? So for combination, order is immaterial. Immaterial means not important, right? Okay, understand? So that means XCX is actually 1 because X is the unknown. So that means you know how to apply. The X is a number. So even NCN is also 1, right? So now let's discuss question B. A question paper consists of part A and part B, and each part contains 5 questions. That means for part A, 5 questions, part B also 5 questions. Okay, calculate the number of different ways. If a student need to choose, alright, choose from part A and part B consists of 5 questions, right? So the keyword is choose. Choose 3 questions from part A and 2 questions from part B. So we always highlight the keywords. This is very important because this will determine that it will be combination. So out of 5, you will choose 3 for section A, and out of 5, you will choose 2 for section B. So because it's actually 2 events, so we have to use the multiplication rule. So we have to multiply. So for A, we have 5 questions. For B, we have 5 questions. And we list out in order for sample space. Alright, so the one that we need to choose. Now we will choose 3 from part A. So, and then we will choose 2 from part B. Right? So we list out carefully so that when we do, we won't get mistake. So 5C3 times 5C2. So the answer is 100 ways. So for combination, it's very simple, right? Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Solve the equation. Okay, so you're given the equation like this. Is actually NCR formula. So copy down the NCR formula from the formula list because we need to apply the formula for this question. So formula for combination, if you look at the formula list, you will see is n factorial over n minus r factorial and then r factorial, right? Let's say you have 6 CR, so you write 6 factorial over 6 minus r factorial followed by dy by r factorial. Don't forget. Okay, so now we are going to use this formula NCR equal to n minus r factorial over r factorial. So there is over r factorial for combination, right? Okay, so now we will apply this formula. Looks a bit complicated, but it's actually very easy. Let's see how I do. So I'm going to apply the formula for 4CR. So what I will write will be 4 factorial over 4 minus r factorial, then over the r factorial. Then I will equate them. I will write follow the equation. So let's write in a sentence is equation. So I will write 6 factorial over follow that equation given. So let's write together. Okay, so it will be 6 factorial 6 minus r factorial over r factorial equal to 5 times 4 factorial over 4 minus r factorial or r factorial, the one that I written just now. You just plug into the equation with the 5 times, and then you can check which one left and right the same. You can cancel out, right? So just to remind you, n factorial, it means that n times n minus 1 and then n minus 2, and you can put a factorial there if you want. If not, you can continue like n minus 3, n minus 4, and so on and so forth until 1. Right? Example 6 factorial, you can write as 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. You can stop at 4 factorial, you know. Or else you write 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is actually very troublesome, right? So we will write 6 factorial as 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. Then you see we can cancel out the left and right with 4 factorial, right? So we have 6 times 5 over 6 minus r factorial. We can also write as 6 minus r and then 6 minus r minus 1. Alright, and then we can continue 6 minus r minus 2 factorial. Why? Because we can simplify to become 4 minus r factorial, right? You understand? So you see later I can cancel out the left and right. So I copy the right, 5 times 4 factorial, 4 minus r factorial over r factorial. Alright, okay, now I'm going to cancel out the one which are the same for left and right. So let's see which one can be cancelled out. So we can cancel out 4 factorial. We can cancel out 6 minus r minus 2 factorial, because 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus r factorial, right? So now we have a balance. Actually the 5 also can be cancelled out, right? Alright, so now the equation looks very simple. So let's find a space to write. Okay, let's say I will copy down the balance. Okay, the balance will be 30 over 6 minus r, and then 6 minus 1 is 5 minus r is equal to 5. That's so simple, right? So I'm going to cancel out the 5 with the 30. So 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 6, 30, right? So the equation looks much more simpler again. So later I will just, okay, simplify. So 5, 1, 5, 6, 30. Okay, cross multiply. So the equation looks very simple now. So I can just actually cross multiply and then expand and solve the r value, right? So let's do it together. So 6 minus r, I'm going to cross multiply. Okay, 6 1 over 1, so it's 6 times 1 equal to 6 minus r, and then 5 minus r, right? Okay, so now I'm going to expand. 6 5 is 30 minus 6r minus 5r plus r squared equal to 6. Then I will have the quadratic equation, right, in terms of r. So finally I will have r squared minus 11r plus 24. Then I will factorize r minus 8r minus 3 equal to 0. Hence I will have two answers for r, right? One of the answer for r is 8. The other answer for r is 3, right? And then I will actually check whether the answer acceptable or not. So remember, for Hodge question, we always have to follow the 4 steps. U, P, I, C. What is U? U is understand the question. P is planning. Use or check the formula, copy the formula. Implementation means you use a formula and apply the formula. And finally, you have to check. Alright, if I check, it looks like not logic for me to accept 8, right? Because impossible you have the r which is greater than n. So I have to reject the r, which is actually more than n. So r should be equal to 3, right? So hence, after you solve, you have to always double check the answer, see whether is it logic to accept both answer or not. Alright, let's proceed to question number 4. Given that NCR equal to 45, so I'm going to write down the formula for NCR. It's n factorial over n minus r factorial over r factorial, right? So if NC2, I will write n factorial over n minus 2 factorial over the 2 factorial, right? So you must know this is important formula, right? NCR, n factorial over n minus r factorial over r factorial. Alright, so you don't say you never learned before. This is important formula. So n factorial, as I mentioned to you, you can write as n minus 1, n minus 2, right? Okay, we'll stop at n minus 2 factorial. Don't forget the factorial is important. So n minus 1, n minus 2 factorial. And then I'm going to cancel the factorial for n minus 2 up and down, right? n minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial. So it's equal to 45. Now I'm going to cancel out the n minus 2 factorial up and down. So the equation looks very much simpler. So now we can actually expand and simplify, right? Understand? So the most important is the formula NCR. Don't forget, you can always refer to the list, formula list. So balance will be n times n minus 1 over 2 times 1 equal to 45. And then you cross multiply, you will get n squared minus n equal to 90. And n squared minus n minus 90 equal to 0. So I'm sure you are very expert in factorization. And minus, what is the number that you choose? I think you should choose n minus 9 and n minus 10. Okay, so we have to check the sign. So it's n plus 9, n minus 10 to get the balance of negative n. So hence the answer for n is 10, right? So after you factorize, you double check the factor. So the n equal to negative 9, is it logic to accept? Not logic, because n is actually integer. So the only n we can accept is 10. So you can plug into the calculator 10C2. Are you getting 45? Alright, so let's see question B. Okay, let's read the question. Berjaya Company has 4 vacancies for senior manager, where each job has an identical description. So we have 5 men and 3 women have applied for the position. That means the n will be 5 plus 3, right? So out of the 8 person, which is 5 plus 3, we are going to choose 4 person. So it's very simple, right? We have to use a combination because it's choosing the group of the human. Alright, so normally when we choose, the arrangement of the position is not important. So we will use combination, right? So now for you to do combination, you have to identify the n first, which is 8, and the r is 4. So the answer will be 8C4, which is 70, right? So after we do, we always check the answer. Okay, so for this question, we have to use a calculator, always double check. Alright, like example, just now we have 10 n equal to 10, so you can write 10C2 equal to 45. Always double check, right, using the calculator, so that you will get perfect answer for combination. Alright, so combination is easier because the order is not important, but you must actually know the formula, right? So the formula is very important. Don't forget the NCR is n factorial over n minus r factorial over r factorial, right? So another one is NCR equal to n C n minus R. So we have two formula for the combination, right? Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Okay, before we proceed to the next question, let me revise with you. 10C2 is actually equal to 10C8, right? So you can always check 10 factorial over 2 factorial over 8 factorial. So it's actually, you can just use a 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8 factorial. Alright, okay, and then you cancel out the 8 factorial. So after you cancel out, you have 90 over 2, which is 45, right? Okay, so this is combination question using NCR formula. Okay, for this question, a plant nursery has 8 pots of orchids, 6 pots of begonia, and 4 pots of petunia. Not sure. Okay. Madam Lim wants to buy 3 pots of orchid, 4 pots of begonia, and 2 pots of petunia. So, okay, let's find the number of ways Madam Lim can buy the flowers. So the order not important. So this is a combination question, right? So now we will actually use a C formula. So we need to study the question out of the sample space. Madam Lim need to choose how many. So let's go to the question and highlight. So now I'm going to show you how to do. So let's study first before we do. So we will actually have the orchid 8, right? Begonia we got 6, right? And the P we have petunia we have 4. So now we need to choose how many of the 8 orchid according to the question. We need to choose Madam Lim buy 3, right, for orchid. Okay, so you circle 4 pots for begonia and then 2 pots for petunia. So then you will use the combination formula 8C3 times 6C4 times 4C2 because it's a combination, choosing the object, right, the group of object. So then you just press the calculator and the answer that you got should be 5040, which is actually the combination of the orchid. Now let's see part B. Madam Lim wants to hang the pots of flower in front of her house in a straight line. She wants to arrange in a way, so it's permutation, such that the 3 pots of orchid are in the middle. So the position of 3 orchids must be together, must be at the middle. So let's say the 3 orchid we actually put into a box. Okay, so because we want them to be together. So now how many ways to arrange the 3 orchids in the box? So you have to use a permutation because the question asking for arrange in order. So the number of ways to arrange 3 objects is 3p3, right? So because you have example, you have orchid A, orchid B, and orchid C, right? So for you to arrange all the 3 orchids, alright, so is 3p3, so that they are always together. We can put them in maybe in a box. They are together. And don't forget, we still have to have the balance of the 6 pots, right, of the flower, which we need to arrange. So number of ways for you to arrange 6 objects is actually 6p6 because Madam Lim wants to arrange all the flower pots, isn't it? So now, so basically arrange the 6 flower first, which is 6 pots of flower, which is 6p6, then multiply by 3p3, right? So we have 6p6 for the balance of 2 type of the flower pots, right? So in short, Madam Lim can arrange the 6 pots first, 6p6, then followed by the orchids 3p3, right? So the answer will be if you press your calculator, you will get this answer, which is 4320, right? So this is actually permutation, because the question mentioned the words arrange in order, arrange. So when you read the question, you need to be very careful with the keywords using. When they say arrange, means the order is important. Alright, so keep on doing, so that you will actually master in permutation and combination. So this is actually one way of arranging, whereby the 3 orchid and the balance of the other 2 type of the flower pots, I use a green color and purple color. Alright, so this is one example, one way. Alright, so altogether there are how many ways? There are 4, 3, 2, 0 ways. There are so many ways. Alright, so you can try to list out maybe the P, P, B, and then the orchids at the middle, then the balance will be 3 B. Alright, so that is how I show you the example from out of 4, 3, 2, 0 ways of arranging according to Madam Lim's wish. Okay, so that's all my sharing for today's. I will share with you the other module in the coming video sharing. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.